Mike put himself in an interesting position in this game because he has no allegiance to anyone. He is pulling the strings, he is starting fires, and he is running away and just watching as everything implodes. And that Russian roulette move that he created will go down in Survivor history as being one of the craziest moves that I have ever seen, that we all as fans have ever seen on this show. I wasn't sure if it was going to work, but it damn sure put a whole lot of people in a very precarious situation. Alright guys, I am Sage Valentine, and this is my channel of the same name, obviously, Sage Valentine, and I'm going to review tonight's episode of Survivor 30 Worlds Apart as quickly as possible, episode 10, and then I'm going to go off and more than likely finish watching Wentworth on Netflix. I don't know what was crazier today. Watching this YouTube video of the most unknown facts of a band named Korn, or what you think you know about them or something, was really a waste of like 5 minutes of my life because I already knew most of the facts as it was. But what annoyed me about tonight's episode, and I rarely have anything bad to say about the episodes, was the fact that like the contestants basically handed Mike the game and they're allowing Tyler to just float along. There are so many people at this point that should have been gone, but they are still here in this game, that it is ridiculous. But the biggest one has to be Tyler. And soon Tyler is going to end up blowing up Dan's game, blowing up Dan's spot, and putting Dan in a really bad situation to whereas Dan's going to have to use his special vote when he wanted to just pop out with it. All because Tyler had to go through his bag, which is nothing new in Survivor, obviously, because everybody usually goes through somebody's bag at some point during the game. It's not an illegal move. Although it should be Survivor, but I digress. As far as this episode goes, I think the reason why Sharon was voted out had to be the fact that she aligned herself with the wrong people. She was too trusting of people, and it felt like she was just looking for a connection with another person, to whereas this is not that type of game. Between this and Big Brother, people are not here to make friends. They're tolerating one another just so that they can use that person to get to the end. I know how evil that sounds, but that is the thing that I have observed over 30 seasons. Outside of the game, people become friends, but in that game, it's all about the money. And the fact that Sharon just could not let go of that situation with Will. Yes, it was messed up. He had no right saying the things that he said to her. It's one thing to get mad, and then when you become personal and you start talking about all this different stuff, that's another thing. And the fact that nobody came to her rescue spoke volumes for how everybody else felt about her anyway. And I'm glad that she brought that up during the tribal council. But my thing is that by saying that he verbally assaulted her, she just put a target on her back. And then of all the people to say this to, and she said this to Dan, the same person who insulted her in the water that time. It just made me shake my head while watching this. And then he had the nerve to like tell us that he sees Shireen as being a liar, loves to play the victim and a drama queen, and she has no gratitude in this game. And he also called her Two-Face. But then to her face, he's apologizing for everything that was said. Isn't that considered Two-Face? Even though we are supposed to be the silent viewer with these like contestant interviews, but still, that was kind of Two-Faced. Now, we get to the reward challenge, and basically Tyler, Dan, and Carolyn and Will win it because Mike was showing his whole, like, skills of rolling on these, like, barrels, and then trying to set this thing up, and then Sierra decided to tell everybody to roll their feet over the thing, and it just didn't work, so those guys won. But I was kind of mad at Dan because he kind of dangled his prize of, the sailing and eating burgers thing in front of Rodney, because apparently, unless I heard the wrong thing, it must have been around Rodney's birthday, and Rodney hasn't won anything, and Dan made that known like everybody doesn't know. And you would think that Dan would give up his spot, but no, he didn't give up his spot. Not at all. And Rodney's a little pissed off that he has, as of yet, hasn't had any fun. Now, at some point, people are wavering between who is the bigger threat, Tyler or Mike. Tyler. I mean, Mike is winning all of these things. Mike is pulling the strings. But see, Mike is in your face a little bit with it. Tyler's behind the scenes. That is more dangerous than anything else. People whispering behind your back is much more dangerous than somebody just doing stuff in front of your face. And honestly, Mike is Teflon, just like they said that he was. And Mike is right that Tyler is a big threat. Then why the hell did nobody vote Tyler out? 2 votes was not enough. He should have gotten the majority of the votes tonight. Now, during the immunity challenge, for some reason, Jeff Probst decided to split it between the females and the males, and Carolyn won immunity for the women. And Mike won immunity again for the men. And I was just like, I guess he's just going to continue winning immunity all this time. Now, pretty much in that big alliance, everybody wants to vote out Sharon. Okay? And try as she might, Sharon appeals to everyone, telling them basically what she could do or what they could do, trying to save her behind. And then all of a sudden we see Sierra saying that she wants Tyler out of Sharon. Again, that is a really smart move. Unfortunately, people want Sharon out. And I still, to this moment, don't understand why they think she is more of a threat than Tyler. Okay. So Tyler grabbed Dan's bag, as I said he did, and found out everything about him. Now Tyler, for some reason, thinks that Dan and Sierra could just flip on the group and jump right back to the blue team. Not like he hasn't kind of flip-flopped during this game, but okay. And then Dan says it would be easy for Mike to just put out this immunity idol, because Mike is trying to get Dan on his side, and Dan just doesn't trust him anymore, because Dan feels like he is safe at this point, and he doesn't want to help Mike because now he can't trust him. But he damn sure can't trust that other group he's a part of. But hey, so we basically get to the tribal council, and it's just getting a little bit crazy, because then you have Jeff Probst bringing up that situation about what happened last week with Sharon and Will, and then here comes Sharon, and Sharon just has to bring up the part about Will verbally abusing her, and how she's upset that nobody was on her side, and how she just wants apology from Will, of which Will doesn't want to apologize. He doesn't have to, but he definitely should at some point. And then after a while, it becomes this whole thing of Sharon blowing up Tyler's game and telling everybody that she knows that they're going to vote her out. Then this whole thing with Mike flipped and he made himself a target, and then Mike basically says that the people in the bottom will say whatever they can just to stay in the game, and then he decides to give Sharon his immunity idol, which I'm just saying, holy crap. Then all of a sudden he pulls it back, and I was just like, well, what the hell was the point of that? And then he comes up with this idea of Russian Roulette, to whereas by giving Sharon this idol, knowing that the group either wants to get him or Sharon out, they should vote for Tyler, Because if they don't and one of them decides to vote for somebody else, that person can go home. So people start scrambling. Like, get down to the vote. And Sharon is the person voted out. And Tyler's just like side-eyeing the crap out of everything, looking around like, why didn't anybody tell me that I was a target? And basically this blows up that alliance of 6 now. Sharon has no hard feelings after she's voted out. And she's just happy that Mike got to blow up that alliance of 6. This is going to be a crazy, crazy finale. And thank you guys so much for tuning in to my Survivor review/rant. Check me out at sagevalentine, Twitter and Google+. Don't forget to rate this video. Leave a comment about this season and hit that subscribe button below. I love you guys. I still have those Mad Men reviews to do, and I promise I will get them done. Bye, guys. Bye.